Hey y'all, Happy New Year. Welcome back to The Composed Artist. I'm your host, Stephanie Gaffney. I'm an artist and a host of a podcast and an online educator and a mom and a lot of other fun things. And I am here with you today to welcome you into the new year. Happy 2026. I was able to take a little break from all things in December. So we didn't have any new episodes come out in December. I hope you enjoyed the break. I certainly did. I have like a hard and fast rule that I don't work in December. I don't take weddings. And usually, if I do take commissions, I'm kind of wrapping them up and shipping them out early in December so that I can just be mom. I can breathe. I can prepare for and enjoy the holidays, travel and see family and do all the things that one does in December. Keep up with all the kids' school parties and whatnot. And although I would have loved, for consistency's sake, to have some episodes go out in December, I let life happen and enjoyed my new little baby, enjoyed time with family. And now here we are halfway through January. So did I start January 1? No, but that's okay. We're doing what we can. That is kind of my motto for maybe this year and also my life. I'm doing what I can. So I hope that you were able to take some time off and set and stick to some boundaries and spend time with family, rest, enjoy the holidays, and then ring in the new year refreshed and motivated and excited for 2026. Let's get into today's episode. So today I kind of wanted to give you an idea of what to expect from me for at least the next 6 months. I've heard a lot of people, especially online, people are, I think, a little harsher online behind their computer screen than they are in person. But a lot of people are saying, good riddance 2025. Let's ready to put the dumpster fire of 2025 behind me. And I think that that's really kind of a sad perspective. I think even though there were some hardships last year on personal levels, professionally, the industry was kind of experiencing a little bit of a lull and just a weird kind of economic situation last year. I think that the year held many blessings still. Um, we came out of 2025 closer as a family. My personal family, made some decisions, some changes in my business and restructured some priorities, which is, fancy talk to say I'm taking fewer weddings to be more present on the weekends for my family. And that was kind of a big change for me because I'm used to working every weekend. We had some personal losses, family members passed away last year that we absolutely feel their absence, and that is something that we struggle with every day, obviously. But we welcomed our son last year in September, our new baby, and so that was an enormous gift to our family and to the world. And so I'm choosing to reflect back on 2025 and see all of the blessings that it held and all of the good, and I'm kind of sit in gratitude for what it held, what the year held, and then look forward to this year and what blessings are in store for us, and look forward to that with gratitude as well. I have this annoying tendency to be overly optimistic or positive, and that's where I like to live. So if you need some positivity, then sit tight and enjoy listening to the rest of this podcast. And if you like to be like a negative Nancy, then you can go on and do that. But anyway, this year I'm very excited about a couple of projects that we have planned, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today. So we're sitting in January. The most kind of immediate thing that we're excited about is we are opening the Wedding Painter's Blueprint online course for artists at the beginning of February. I am so excited. Time is passing by very quickly, this time period where we are sharing and promoting the course. And so I wanted to jump on and do that today, starting today on January 13th. I know I should have started a week and a half ago, but we had the flu go through the house. My little baby is still up all night coughing, and I am sleep deprived, and I am doing my best. And so here I'm your shining example of, well, if she can squeak by and jump into a promotion late and come in with full energy and also be okay with setbacks and delays. If she could do it, so can I. Everything's going to be okay. So that's where I'm at today. Everything's going to be okay. So we're really excited to open the course for new students. We are actually, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you what I know. We are opening the cart for new enrollment, welcoming new students on February 3rd. As we do every year, we have a 10-day enrollment period. So if you're interested in signing up and learning everything that I know and jumping on board with mentorship and live critiques and all kind of really wonderful opportunities for artists who are new or kind of getting into the swing of being a live wedding painter, this course is for you. Please join us. I invite you. You can actually learn more about the course at stephaniegaffney.com. We'll put a link in the show notes specifically for that information page, and you can go check it out. Or you can email us anytime with very specific questions that are pertaining to you and your journey as an artist or a wedding painter at support@stephaniegaffney.com. So please feel free to reach out with any questions. We're here to help. Fellow entrepreneurs, listen up. Let's talk about protecting your business. We all know that having a solid contract is essential, but drafting them is daunting and can be very expensive. I'm an artist. I'm not a lawyer for a reason. That's where the legal page comes in. The legal page offers attorney drafted contract templates tailored for creatives and small business owners like you and me. Whether you're a photographer, an artist, a business coach, a designer, or an event planner, or what have you, they've got you covered. These templates are easy to customize and come with very clear instructions that include free future updates. That's huge. I was honored to be asked to review their live event artist contract, and it checks all the boxes for me. Don't leave your business vulnerable. Invest in peace of mind with the Legal Pages contract templates. So if you're ready to get your business legally legit, head to the show notes and click the link to save 10% off any product in the shop, or use my code StephanieG10. Again, get your business legally legit with a Legal Page contract today. So as I said, we're about to open enrollment for the online course, which is a 12-week course. It's set to start at the end of February and end kind of the third week of May, which is right before school ends. So for those of us who are parents or who are in school or, kind of looking at this spring semester, it ends right before summer kicks off. Okay. So you have an ending time. There's a lot more that I want to share with you about the Wedding Painter's Blueprint course, but I'm actually going to save that for another episode. Today, I just want to kind of give you an overview of my schedule for the next 6 months and things that I'm excited about that I want to give you an opportunity to kind of look out for. Okay. So I'm juggling a few projects. I'm very excited about it. The course is opening. Yay. In November of last year, I actually opened an opportunity for those people who wanted to commission a tiny child portrait. Okay. I shared about this on my Instagram stories in November and said, if anybody's interested in a little tiny painting of their baby's face, I want to do those. I want to do more of those. I want to grow that portfolio. And honestly, I love creating them. If you're listening and you don't know what I'm talking about, please go to my Instagram at Torgrosa Fine Art. But anyway, I opened those and then in December, like I said, I took a little break. I also was kind of dealing with this new health issue, which I'll kind of briefly go over so that you, I don't know, have an idea of what Stephanie's dealing with these days. But recently I was diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis. Okay. I have psoriasis. I've had psoriasis since I was in college. It kind of flares up and goes away, whenever it feels like it. Well, apparently there is joint inflammation and a version of arthritis that's connected to psoriasis. What? I think it's really ironic that my last episode was around Thanksgiving and kind of this air of gratitude. I'm so grateful for good health. Well, when you deal with a health thing, it makes you really grateful, really aware of how lucky you've been to have had good health. So dealing with joint inflammation is kind of tough as a mom of 4 and then also an artist. I work with my hands. And so having my joints freeze up and swell up, it's not really super fun. So definitely dealing with that, learning to live with that, taking medication and yeah, just kind of being a little bit more sensitive to strength and stretching and taking care of my body. Yeah, so been dealing with that. That's been fun. But I did that in December, and now I am working through those little tiny child portraits, having so much fun. Time is melting away. I lose track of time. I'm having so much fun doing those. So I'm going to be sprinkling those little portraits in my days, in my schedule for the foreseeable future. I think I took about 50 portrait orders, which I was not the intention, but it happened. And everybody who signed up kind of agreed to this open-ended timeline. Like, it was made very clear that I'm going to be doing these for fun when I can. This is not like the only thing on my docket, on my queue for the schedule for the studio. So I'll let you know. And everybody was like, yeah, fine with that. That's great. Thank goodness. I love my clients, my customers. I'm so grateful for their flexibility and for working with me and wanting a piece of my work, but a version of their babies. I'm very fortunate. Anyway, Tiny Portraits online course coming up. You know what else? This podcast. I love this podcast. This is so much fun. Not just because I love to hear myself talk, but because I love the interviews and the experiences and the stories that we share in the interviews. I love being able to offer advice and guidance to artists who are pursuing their live wedding painting journey. And yes, it's just really fun for me. And so I am going to keep that as like an ongoing priority unless I need to take a break from it. So that's just transparency about that. This will continue. I'm having a lot of fun with this for now. Okay. Podcast. And then you know what else? I've got something very exciting. I don't know if I've mentioned it on the podcast, but I'm gonna right now. So everybody knows I will have a body of work, original work, you guys, original collection of original paintings being shown in my friend Cayman Clevenger's gallery, the Orleans Gallery on Julia Street in New Orleans in July. So it's very far away. Like the open date of that show is July 11th. Woo! Put it on your calendar. Come on out. Do I have a plan? No. Am I inspired every single day by other artists and creatives in the world to create this original collection? Yeah. And am I saving screenshots on my phone and saving things in a folder for inspiration for later? Yes. Because I am juggling a couple of things right now, and I know that this gallery opening, this collection creation period is going to come. I have decided to put it on a someday shelf and not really worry about it right now, and then put it on the calendar. I think in April. I think I'm really going to prioritize the development of this collection and then get started on those pieces in April. So I will be in touch about that. Very excited, but just letting you know that is coming up. And that body of work is going to be available for viewing and for purchase in July at the gallery. Very excited about that. So, oh, and the weddings. I do have weddings on the calendar throughout the year. I recently also opened my 2027 calendar for bookings for brides who are planning their wedding in 2027. That's very exciting. So, consistently receiving and responding to inquiries, booking weddings, sending contracts out, things like that. So that's kind of I don't even treat that as like a project because it's ongoing and it's on the weekends. And I, aside from admin and communication, which happens kind of sprinkled in the week, that's my weekend gig. So I don't really consider that a project. That's just like ongoing. So a lot going on. And I've got 4 kids. Whew. People ask me, what's it like having 4 kids? Like, how is it having 4 kids? And I'm like, 4 kids is a lot of kids. That is a lot of bodies, a lot of personalities, a lot of children who need my complete attention. So it has been a very fun experience. And they're so cool, you guys. I'm trying not to post or share about the children, just privacy and protection and all that stuff. Try not to post too much about them and show their faces. So I can't really show them off, but they are so adorable and they are so funny. Oh, they make me laugh every single day. They're just so quirky. Their little personalities are coming out. The intelligence, the things that they ask just make me laugh. It's been so much fun. And then we're loving having a baby in the house again. After Hazel is now 2.5. So it's been a minute, but for me, it's been a long time since we've had a baby in the house. So I'm just on cloud 9. in my personal life. Yeah, very excited. Also very excited to invite new students to come in the podcast and share their experiences with being in the Wedding Painter's Blueprint, and looking forward to interviewing new guests, having these really fun conversations about painting, creative entrepreneurship, the wedding industry, being a mom, like all the things that are like my life is revolving around. I really am loving hearing from other people and like finding connection and sharing stories and being able to relate and say, yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, that happened to me too. That has been so much fun. So I am so excited about what the next 6 months holds for me and in the studio and my family. And I am excited to keep you guys in the loop with all of that. Now, as for the next 6 months, what I can predict is that I will be opening the door for commissions again. I've kind of mentioned that I want to do commissions again. I haven't done wedding paintings or family portraits from photos in a minute. It's been like a year and a half since I've kind of said, okay, open the door, everybody. Email me if you want one. Let's send out contracts. Let's start a queue in the studio, and then just kind of gone into what I call hermit mode, where I close the studio doors and like that's the priority um, all day, even into the night, to try to get these turned out and sent out before Christmas. I usually do these between August and November, get them done, dried, approved, varnish out the door before the Christmas season gets crazy. So I think I'm going to do that again in the fall. That's where I'm leaning. I could do that from home. I can do that on my own schedule, kind of to an extent, and taking a few other weddings, maybe traveling a little bit in the fall. I love going out into the mountains out west. I love going to Colorado in the month of October, September, October. So hopefully I get some weddings. Hint, hint, if you're a bride, like planning a wedding out there, call me. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me, because I would love to go back and paint your wedding out in the mountains in the fall. Putting that in the universe. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, that's kind of a snapshot of looking at the next 6 months of the year. And that's how I would recommend that you kind of look at your year. Even if you're just getting started on this like commission journey or live wedding painting journey, and you're like, it's January, I need to be busy now. That's going to come. Don't worry. You just keep putting it out there. You keep marketing, keep creating portfolio pieces, keep sharing the process, create content, just kind of keep that hustle ball rolling. And before you know it, your calendar is going to kind of start filling up with commissions or weddings. And then by the end of the year, you will be busy. Don't worry, especially now. Look at how can I get to being busier around the holidays? Like, you will keep it going. That it's how it works. But look at the year. Look at all the gift giving holidays, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. Look at when people are going back to school, things like that. Look at a lot of times. I don't want to say a lot of times. The busy season for creatives, artists, makers is a couple months leading up to Christmas. Okay. So if you're going to be busy creating, going to shows, turning out commissions, whatever, if you're going to be busy in the fall, then you need to be marketing in the summer. So you got to kind of make a plan for that. If you want to build a portfolio to share, you got to build it now. Like there's kind of this sense of planning a year in advance, planning your quarters, thinking about quarterly throughout the year. Right now we're in quarter one. A lot of like tingly excitement, tingly anticipation happens right now in January. A lot of planning, a lot of um, opportunities. This is a really fun time for me to promote the course, because we have just kind of come out of engagement season. So a lot of people are kind of getting inquiries, or their friends are saying, oh, you should do this because people want this, being a live wedding painter. So there's kind of this sense of, well, I need training, or I have questions that need answers, because there's this sense of getting the ball rolling, getting some momentum, activity right now. Okay. And like May, Let's just kind of give a sense of the shift in energy. In April and May and June, weddings are in full swing. So that's not really the booking time. That is the busy time. Weddings are happening. A lot of, if you're creating work, you're creating it and then like finishing it up, varnishing, shipping, that kind of thing. That kind of wrapping it up energy. And so the energy that exists today in January and in February, this is where there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of answering questions for clients, there's a lot of providing options. And if you don't have any clarity about what your prices, your packages, your offerings are, you don't know how to reach out to brides who are looking or interested, you don't know how to put yourself out there, and you don't have a portfolio to share, an example of a wedding painting to show, then it's like, where do I start? How do I get in on this? Enter the Wedding Painter's Blueprint. In the course, I go over 3 basic areas that I believe you must be a master in, or at least have a thorough understanding of to do this job well, is areas of art technique, foundational information, portraiture, figure drawing, speed, color theory, all of that, fine art, the wedding industry, because this wedding industry, it's a world, an ecosystem in and of itself. The way that you market and speak to and serve people in the wedding industry, specifically this period of time where they're planning their wedding or they're a part of someone else's wedding planning journey, very niche, very specific. And then also running a small business. Running a business is not always easy or simple for the creative type. Ask me how I know. I was a little girl who was doing paintings and, trying to like book jobs, whatever that means, there was no structure. It was just, give me money. You can write me a check. You can Venmo me. I don't know. They didn't even have Venmo when I started, but this idea of contracts and client management systems and organizing projects and I was communicating via email and then losing email threads and then not knowing if they paid, what I charged them, when they ordered it. And then I was getting very inundated with all of this information and the details. And then I was dropping the ball left and right. Yeah, very scary running a business with I wasn't a business minor or major or anything like that. I really had to figure it out as I went. So based on all of those experiences and knowledge that I've gained over the past decade, I've added that into the course as well so that artists can move forward with clarity, with a plan, with systems put in place, and with a website that is well built and is optimized for search so that they can actually show up on Google. So all of that is included and much more, you guys, so much more in the course. And again, that's just a little glimpse of what is included in the course and why I created it to serve artists who were in the place that I was in 10 years ago and would have paid anything. I would have given my right arm for information on how to do the job better, right? That's why I created the course. So that's what I'm very excited about. I have a few resources for artists on my website, stephaniegaffney.com. Resources like my goal setting workbook. I want to share about the goal setting workbook. Now at the beginning of the year is of course the best time to do some annual planning, some vision casting, some goal setting. And this workbook was created specifically for live wedding painters. You'll understand it's a free download. Please click the link here or go check it out on the website. You can download it for free. It's a multi-page document and it's like a self-assessment. Assess yourself, assess your business, your finances, and then make projections, make goals for the future. And that's just a really good resource if you want to go check that out. There's other resources on the website too, but the website holds good information for you for free. And then also this podcast, please go back. If you're just finding the podcast, welcome. Like I said, if you've been listening for a while, go back and listen to some of those past episodes. Episodes like 39 and 40 are both here. I'll tell you what they are. Episode 39 is titled Your Art, Your Rules, Contracts That Protect Your Passion. That episode is all about contracts and it actually includes what is included in my contract. And students, members of the course actually receive my contract template ready to go and to customize for your own needs, your own location, things like that. Episode 40 is also an amazing episode to listen to. Simple tips to improve your live painting skills and speed. So those episodes and other resources on the website were created to give you a quick win, to give you information. And then if you want a deeper dive or you want to start seriously taking steps in your business to create a multi 5 or 6 figure earning business, live wedding painting business, I invite you to join the wait list for now to receive information on the Wedding Painter's Blueprint. And then when the cart opens on February 3rd, 2026, to enroll. Join us. There's a lot more information to come on that. Before we end the episode, I want to share my word for the year. And it's kind of a weird one because there's like 3 versions of this word and they all kind of work. But this word is something that I want to try to focus on every day in the littlest ways and also the biggest ways for the year. Last year, my word was gratitude. The year before, the word was service. This year, the word is intentionality, which feels very long. Being intentional, making decisions, deciding how I'm going to spend my time intentionally. Last year, I realized how sucked in I become when I'm like scrolling on Instagram. And I can say, oh, well, I'm doing research. I'm doing market research. I'm looking for trend in audio. I'm looking at what other people are posting or what's doing well. And, how is the algorithm showing other people what I could blame it on business, but truthfully, I wasted a lot of time on Instagram. I hate to say it. I hate to admit it, but it's true. And in this one way, when I pick up my phone, I want to be intentional with what I'm about to do. So that's something I'm personally working on this year. I also want to be intentional when my children are home. What am I doing? How am I spending time with them? How am I giving each one of them attention individually? And how am I being intentional about how we're going to spend upcoming free time so that the weekends don't kind of pass us by, because we all need a break. We all need a break from the routine and the monotony of school and homework and all this stuff. And we just need to rest. We do need to rest. That's what Sunday is for, to rest. But, how can we do fun adventures and things like that as a family? That's something that I want to be more intentional about. Being intentional with my messaging online and not just going with what I think is trending or going with my emotions, just really making a plan and giving the most value that I can in everything that I put out online on the podcast. Just be more intentional with my time. I am 34 years old. Where did the time go? Where did my life go? I've done some incredible things. We have 4 children, so I certainly have been very busy. Been married for 7.5 years. I have wonderful friendships. I'm very close with everyone in my family. I have been busy. There is evidence of it. I have built a business. I have built a portfolio. I have painted many, 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 many things, hundreds of things, hundreds of paintings. And yet I'm 34 years old. That went by real fast, y'all. So I just want to be intentional with how I spend my time this year so that at the end of this year, I can look back and the evidence of what I created, what I was involved in, the relationships that I have with my kids, my husband. I can look back at the year and see and be like satisfied with how I spent the time and not sitting here like, golly, I wasted. Here's a good example. And I know I said I'm ending the episode. I will eventually, but I'll wrap up with this one kind of example. My son, Michael, was born in the middle of September of last year, and I'm nursing. So I feed him every 2 to 3 hours. Okay. So I hold the baby every 2 to 3 hours minimum in the day. And yet he's almost 4 months old and he's huge. He's not like an infant anymore. In fact, he's in the 100th percentile for weight. So my back, my shoulders, oh my gosh, he's huge. But I hold him and I'm like, where did my infant baby go? How many of these feeding sessions, how many of these 20-minute long little spurts of connection with him um, just slipped by because I was playing on my phone or watching TV. And of course, you can't like stare at the baby every single time you're feeding him. Like that's just not realistic, And I do answer emails and I do have phone conversation. Like, I take the time, I spend the time, sometimes spend it wisely, but still, it just flew by like that. So it just makes me want to pull back from distractions or technology or whatever and be present with them, with him. Just some thoughts, just kind of putting that out there. I think that it helps to put thoughts out there, like share your ambition, share your things that you're going to work on. It kind of helps hold you accountable. It makes it real and not just like a thought, like, oh, I really should put my phone down. Just some things to think about. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. Welcome to 2026, everyone. I, for one, am very excited and I'm very happy with how 2025 wrapped up. I'm very grateful for the year and the opportunities that were there and the blessings that the year presented to me. I'm very grateful and I'm looking forward to this year very optimistically. Please reach out if you have any questions about the Wedding Painter's Blueprint. I am here to help. This is kind of primarily an artist, wedding painter kind of vibe podcast, and I am ongoing. The support available, support at stephaniegaffney.com, ongoing, always open, an open direct line to me and my team. So please use it and then keep in touch. Follow us on Instagram at Toro Grossa Fine Art for my personal account, personal/business, my work. And then Wedding Painters Blueprint, not the, but like Wedding Painters Blueprint. That is the course account that we are actively posting in. Very excited about that one. And then go back and see how the students have been doing. Get the little snippets of information and advice that's available there. And then as always, the Composed Artist on Instagram. And please leave us a review. Let us know what you thought about this episode and leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to see or hear more about in 2026. Thank you again for your time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Good luck if you have a wedding this weekend. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye. Thank you for tuning in and joining us on this journey of artistic exploration, entrepreneurial growth, and personal development. Remember, you have the power to create a life that is both fulfilled and balanced. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please subscribe to The Composed Artist on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And don't forget to leave us a review. Your feedback means the world to us and helps us reach more creatives like you. Until next time, keep creating, keep dreaming, and keep pursuing that composed life. You got this.